Welcome to the yawn-awaited Cat Chapter 6 talk. I don't know what to call it. Basically, I'm going to talk about Chapter 6 season by season, talking about what I hated and what I loved. And you can trust me, because my name is Cat. That just screams trustworthiness, doesn't it? Alright, so let's get started. Chapter 6. Now, Chapter 6, I'm going to say right now, is the peak of the chapter. That's right, the peak is the first thing they did. And honestly, it might go down as just one of my favorite chapters of Fortnite in general. And that's for a few reasons. I might be a bit biased, because, you know, I love Japanese, like, aesthetics and stuff. You've probably noticed that. But there are other reasons why I think it was good, too. For one, it was a really good map. That's a pretty obvious one. I think in general the map are things that make or break the seasons, because the weapons change a lot. So the map is normally what's gonna make your opinion of a season. And it had a really good map. It felt alive, and it felt like it had history to it, which is a lot of the time. Like, I've noticed this in the last few seasons. I wonder if anyone else has. It feels like they want to give the chapters more of a story. They don't, like, pop up anymore. It feels like we go there now. I noticed it was starting to happen last season. I feel like this is the season, not the season, chapter, that really emphasized the whole, hey, we're not in Kansas anymore kind of thing. I just referenced Wizard of Oz. The U-pull of the season was also really good. Good. And honestly, that sword will probably go down as one of my favorite melee weapons. I just love when Fortnite does swords. I've said this time and time again. Fortnite are really good with doing swords. And I love when they do swords. But it will never be as good as the sideways scythe. It has nothing to do with the season. I just like talking about the sideways scythe. I think the sideways scythe is one of the best weapons Fortnite has ever made. I'm popping off in this game right now. This is good. The Battle Pass was also really good. I'm wearing the Jade skin right now, and I will actually talk about the skins in a minute when we go to my locker. The Kyabs were also good. Obviously, Hatsune Miku will go down as one of my that's a superhero skin, so... I was saying I had Jade on. I now have Diago because I thought I might as well change skins from the season. In general, I just really like the aesthetic of the skins. Also, there was Godzilla. Godzilla was there, and Godzilla was great. And Hatsune Miku is the best thing humans have ever thought of. Nothing else will ever come to the level of Hatsune Miku, of importance to me and goodness for humanity. Like, I'm telling you right now, personal theory, I think that, Miku is the reason the human species has survived for this yawn. It's all Hatsune Miku. And seeing her in Fortnite was a great moment, because I've always loved Vocaloid, but I think her being added to Fortnite is what really made me realize, yeah, I'm gonna base the rest of my life off of this. And I have. And I will continue to. The sprites were really, really cute. I didn't carry them out a yacht, but I did like that they were there, and we have the plushie back button, but I want them as a companion. Either you bring them back at some point, or companion. Those are the only two options I will accept Fortnite. The story was also pretty good. There was no voice lines, and that kind of sucked. Because, like, the only way to follow the Fortnite storyline is by reading, and I think only 2% of Fortnite fans can do that. Like, I don't read either. Like, I can, but I just don't. And that is not good. I used to make videos about the Fortnite story, like the quests, and I did that because the voice lines were, like, I liked hearing them, but they're not allowed anymore. So I'm like, well, I don't know. I think I explained this in a past video. I don't fully remember. But I'm decided to not make any videos about the story and quests until they bring back the voices. Also, the mini-event was really cool, and it had a Fortnite character doing something, which is always fun. Also, I think I didn't like the Diego skin at first, as I said in the past. But when when his storyline kicked in and was really cool, I was like, maybe I should give this skin another chance. And I wore it for a game, and then it turned into multiple games. And he's still not my favorite from that season, but I can confidently say that he's not as bad as I said it was. Also, what they did with Jade was pretty interesting. It was a shame it didn't go anywhere, but we'll talk about that in the next parts. Don't worry. We'll get there. I have a lot to say about Jade. Although, I'm gonna have to dock points from this season, because it did introduce Kendo, and, we all know how I feel about Kendo. I've made it extremely clear how I feel about Kendo. I do not like him. A lot of people said that my hate of Kendo is not understandable. That I'm gonna make an entire video. I'm gonna make like a short or something, exclusively talking about the beef I have with Kendo. That's why I have beef with a Fortnite skin. I do. And in general, I think that's all my thoughts on it. Oh, by the way, Big Hero 6 was in the Battle Pass, which was cool. I like Big Hero 6. I'm gonna say one thing. I think it should have been Demon Slayer in the Battle Pass, because like Demon Slayer fit the season so much. Season, you find demons. What do they find Demon Slayer? Demons. What country makes Demon Slayer? Japan. What country was the main theme of that season? That's right, Japan. So, I'm just saying, it would have really fit. My personal theory is that they scrapped it because they're planning to make an anime-themed Fortnite season. And they're going to use Demon Slayer as, like, the headliner, because, like, the movie has become known for bankrupting other movies. It's the Silksong of movies. So, yeah, and I think that's all of my thoughts on, the season. Can I get a win? Can I get a win to like, so we can, like, remember the season, kindly? We can! Your boy got it. I'm gonna ore farm a bit. That's what Diego would want. Alright, Season 2. You know how I just said that the last season was peak? Yeah, I got unfortunate news. This season was not peak. It was the opposite of peak. You know what? I'm a positive guy. Let's start with the positives. A crime theme's a cool idea for a Fortnite season. Let's all be real. Video games and crime go together very good. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so good. And it turns out, no, it wasn't good. It was complete shit, actually. But, I'm trying to think, what was there any positives? Oh yeah, the banks was a cool thing. They were the only thing. The exotics were cool, but you know, you couldn't use them. Do you see a big problem the season's starting to show? There were cool ideas, but it was either the only cool idea, or you couldn't get to them. There was really no in-between. It had a good few skins. The Battle Pass, in my opinion, is really mixed. You have skins like the one I'm wearing right now, Joe's, or I don't know how the skin's name's pronounced. I'd call it the cool chemist skin. I call it the cute chemist skin. But it's a cool skin. Probably my favorite from the season that wasn't in the Battle Pass. Like, no, my favorite skin that was in the Battle Pass. Oh. Ned Flanders! Okay, you know, yeah, of course it's Ned Flanders. You're gonna use Ned Flanders. Let's be real. Yeah, as I was saying, the skins were good, kind of. The map. Oh, this is where my complaints start. This is where they really start. The map was not good. They made like a darker shade of grass, which was cool, but like there wasn't really much to it. There was Crime City, and I forgot what all the other ones were. Like, there was, like, this one in joke that there was, like... Because Crime City was, I think, to my memory, the first one to Yeve. was the first one to leave, which was kind of funny in retrospect because it was the one people yiked. So it would be like if they brought back Chapter 1 and then decided to get rid of Tilted first. Well, it's not the same logic. People loved Tilted, but people were just okay on Crime City. I also reacted to the Wayne effect. That was cool. The Wayne effect of that was good. But the thing is, I'm more mad about what we didn't have in the season. For example, crime theme. There was only one crime. 2 if you count the van thing. And that's it. I just realized how bad the van thing sounds. You could rob the vans. That's what you could do. And that was all. I can't be the only one who thinks they could have done more. You could have like maybe stolen cars when other players were riding them. I thought of this one idea the other day when I was talking about the season to myself. And I was thinking to myself, why didn't they add like a thing where you could see other players' ute and like go after that? Because it would be like you'd be like planning a crime. Like what the season was called. I forgot if it was actually called Crime. I also just love the name Crime City, because like why would you... Because like why would you live in a place called Crime City? That's like even in Gotham. Midas came back. A lot of people questioned that. I liked that Midas was back. I thought it was a cool touch. Because it really did make sense with the idea of the season. Speaking of which, the how we got here was another weird thing. Because there was a reason, like, the portal opened a bunch of gold. But, like, that wasn't a yacht to go over, was it? Yeah, it really wasn't. Like, the explanation was there, but it wasn't very good. Another thing is that there's one collab that, I really wanted them to add. We all know I love Persona 5. We all know the game's about being the Phantom Thieves. Now hear me out. Why didn't why did not put Midas in the main pass, like take out one of the mid-skins and put Midas there, and make Joker Persona 5 the secret skin? It'd work on so many levels. Have like a mini event halfway through the season where the other ones join. It would have been so cool, like the other Phantom Thieves. That would have been good. Also, it's my most least played season. I did not play Yacht. Because, you know, I didn't yike it. So, you know, I think there's one more thing about the season though I want to mention. And that's, you know, respect it. And that's Kendo. Kendo, this is where like the dumb Hope and Kendo thing started, and genuinely one of the worst plot threads ever. Fortnite. If you wanted Hope to be close to someone, use Jade. Jade was right there. Could have made an amazing thing about it. Also, I'll mention next season why Jade and Hope's friendship would have been so good. But overall, it was an okay season. But I've always said, a forgettable thing is worse than a bad thing, because you at least remember the bad thing. You at least remember the bad thing, but you always forget the forgettable thing. That's my thoughts on the season, wait. That quote is my thoughts on the season. Now time for the one everyone else hated. Oh, it's recording now. What was the season called? It's called the Star Wars season. The Star Wars season. Now, bit of a disclaimer here. I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I don't hate the movies or anything. I think they're okay. They get an okay out of 10. But surprisingly, I didn't hate the season. Everyone else treated it like the season brought shame upon their bloodline. That's how it sounded, like at least. I didn't hate it, honestly. Like, it did get a bit boring. The POIs were a bit too spread out. And, like, the weapons... Also, ammo was not a thing. And I thought that was cool at the time. But when I heard about the experience people without shotguns got, I started to realize the problem. A lot of weapons were balanced because of ammo. I did not realize how important that was until now, but looking back on it, yeah, maybe that wasn't the best idea. Also, why weren't there more lightsabers? I think there were like a few. They were also not pickup lightsabers. Bring back pickup lightsabers. Also, there were only like a few force powers. I thought they were gonna add like more as the season went on, but they didn't. That Star Destroyer event was cool though. Like to my head, that's the best. That's the best one. The cosmetics are pretty good. In general, the Star Wars skins are pretty good. Once again, not big a Star Wars guy. I've watched the shows and the movies, and like I'm very passive on it. That's why my favorite skin was Eevee. See, this is why we mix skins are actually a good idea, because people who don't care about the property can use the we mix skins. We make and we mix, honestly. The battle pass had this. I did notice that it had like one skin from each of the Star Wars like trilogies, which was definitely a fun thing. I don't know if they meant to though; they did by accident, but it was a cool idea. And I didn't hate it. Yeah, people hate it. I don't get the hate fully. It also had a really good event. We did not get many events. We got mini events, obviously, but we didn't get many big events. We don't wear it anymore. And like I'd say this, it was not a bad season, but it felt like an ad. Like it felt like every day when I was yogging into Fortnite to do my quest, it was like, hey, like Disney Plus. I already have Disney Plus, so the ad didn't even make sense. I need Disney Plus. That's all we want. I need to watch my Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. How else am I gonna do that without? How else am I gonna watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse without Disney Plus? Oh yeah, there's the Marvel shows too. So yeah, I have like friends that yiked Star Wars and said it was a pretty good season. And I think the main thing is that if you weren't a Star Wars fan, there wasn't really much to it. In general, I think Star Wars does. They do the good Force Awakens, not Force Awakens. The May the Fourth be with you events. Those are always fun, but I feel like they could have done a bit more for the whole season, especially with how obvious it is that the Epic Games yike Star Wars. Like they do. We've known this. So I just feel like they could have done more. But it was a really good season. But it was not really good, but it was good. Wasn't like bad or anything. It was better than season 2, but that's like saying that stubbing your toe is worse than like everything. Which yeah, you're right, but like very true. So yeah, my feelings about the season will end at the quote. Could we do that? Instead of rankings, we do quotes. And the quote for this season will in fact be, it felt like an ad, but a pretty fun ad at the beginning. Yeah, that's good. Alright, now time for more peak. That's right, we went from good, we went from peak to bad to just okay, and back to peak. This season, at times I think it's my favorite. I still think I lean more towards season 1, but this season was still good. There are plenty of things to love. The superpowers were actually original powers, not Marvel powers. I love me some Marvel, but Fortnite original powers were cool. My personal favorite was the Yite Rider one, because you get around way fast, and I liked doing that. The map was really big, so it was an easy way to get around. But there were some other good powers too, like to my memory. There was the one that let you become a monster, that was way overpowered, and then it got nerfed a bunch of times. But it was still really cool. I'll always say the main reason that was overpowered was because I didn't think like you didn't carry damage when you yeft the form. I just think if you just reduce the health, I forgot what was the nerf actually. I think they reduced the damage. No, I think the health was what they should have done. I could be wrong though. I'm not like gonna go through every patch notes. Also, the storyline was really good. It has the same problem season 1 had, where it was really good, but the way you found out about it was pretty bad. Also, the characters had personalities. This is something that was really good. Each character had their own personality. Like, for example, Ziggy was, high most of the time, and then there was Killshot, who was a huge nerd, and then there was Haley Sky, who was a cheerleader. She also had other personality traits. But like, I'm way bad at describing personalities, so, And then you have Yightwider, who was my type. That was her personality. All the homies know why Yightwider was the best skin from that entire season. The homies know. Daigo was a good villain. Like, also, I wanted to help him. Like, you really got the impression that he didn't want to do the things that he was because he was corrupted. That's something that Kendo forgot about. Oh, and this season, I think, was, in my opinion, the best way they could have gotten Jade and Hope's friendship out, but they didn't. What I mean by this is that Hope has an evil sibling. What Jade had a corrupted sibling. And I felt like there could have been like a moment where they bonded, but like they understood each other through that. To this day, I'm still shocked they never did anything with that. I think they might have. They did it in secret, but we didn't see it because we don't see a lot of things in Fortnite. So yeah. The caps were also good. It felt a bit weird that Superman was in the Battle Pass again. But it wasn't too bad. Like, there were worse scabs they could have put in the Battle Pass. Robin was also there. Why was there 2 DC ones? Maybe it's just I have a bit of a bias against DC. I don't hate it, but like I like Marvel more. I'm a Marvel guy. Oh, you could help. Someone in the Hope skin. We were just talking about that. Yes. The map was also really good. I loved the what was the city called? It was something very futuristic then. I think it was like Neo something. It was such like the school, like the superhero school. It was more of a superhero college, if anything. But it was such a cool place. I think that the city was like one of my main drop spots for a while. And in general, it was just such a good season. It was a vibe. I really want they reuse the spy theme a lot. I think the superhero one is the one I want them to redo the most. Because it was just that good that I want more of it. So yeah, the quote of this season was, it was really good and it was peak. Well, why am I better at describing like things I don't care about as much? And I got the win too. Chapter 5, Chapter 6, Season 4. It was okay. Do you know when you go to like a restaurant and you keep telling people you love this restaurant, but you only eat like 4 things there? Yeah, that's what this season was. It started off pretty good with the bug invasion thing. I've always felt like Season 3 and Season 4 should have been swapped. Like, they should have been swapped placing-wise. I don't know what that would have done to Fortnite's, like, reputation, but it's definitely something I think they should have at least considered. Maybe they did consider it. Maybe I'm stupid. But I'm gonna trust the company on this. Because, like, it wasn't bad, but my problem is that I don't think they committed to the bug theme enough. There were, like, 2 types of bugs you could fight. 2 of them. They could have done a lot more. Like, a big reason why bugs suck so much is because there's so many and so many types of them that it's hard to keep track of them. Like, there's ants, they won't do anything, but you still want them gone. And then there's ticks. Those things also suck. I've never had an experience with them myself, but I'm always fearful when I do. Well, the day that it happens. I'll be ready, though. I'll be ready. The skins were also pretty good. One thing though, why were there no bug skins in the Battle Pass? It was a bug season. You could give us a bug. The season was, the season story, it was good. It was good. It was nothing too special. It was just the classic, hey, enemy, beat up enemy. It's gone now. And that was it. That was the main plot of the season, and I get did that. Although, what was the name of the evil faction? It was the OXR, I think. It wasn't evil faction, but it was definitely like a co-op faction. We didn't get anything. This skin I'm wearing, I'm still mad it didn't get any story. Because I love this skin. I use it. If you watched the video, you know the reasons I use it. But it's also just a cool skin, but we all know the reasons. But it's a cool skin that I like to use. So in general, it was a pretty. When it comes to it's hard to talk about this season because it was so up and down. But I retain it was a good season that just like it definitely needed the updates it got. Like K-pop Demon Hunters probably saved the season, and Fortnitemares kind of just okay. No, yes, K-pop Demon Hunters saved the season. Fortnitemares fixed the season. That's how I feel. In general, though, I heard this idea from a lot of people. Why was there never like a bug, like survival kind of mode? That would have been quick. Endless waves of bugs. Definitely would have been a cool little thing to add. In general, I completely forgot the Getaway LTM came back in Season 2. My thoughts on it is it was really sweaty. Okay, back to this season. It was good. Also, the medallions. Ooh, if you were around during the beginning of the season, you'd know. Oh, the medallions were a pain in the ass. They really were. Like, if you had them, they were fun. If you didn't have them, you were in hell. You're just there now. And plus, I don't like bugs, so all the time, I'd get kind of jump scared. It was a good season for Halloween, though. Also, the minigun was cool. The rockets were a bit insane, but I really like rocket launchers, so I was going handy. It feels like this season, like, I feel like this season was good, but it definitely could have done more. That's how I feel about this. That's how I feel about a lot of the chapter, honestly. I retain, it's not a bad chapter. There's a lot they could have done. In my opinion, what a season needs, it needs to commit to the theme properly, and this season both did and didn't. So that's why it wasn't a bad season. It was more than okay. It was a good season. But the updates is what saved it from being an okay season. And this dub, can we get a dub? Yes, we can! Back to back. Or farm time. Yeah. The key apps were good too. I've always wanted Ghostface in Fortnite, and I got it, so you know. Now add Benny and the Machine to Fortnite. That's what hashtag add Benny to Fortnite. The Simpsons season review. Alright, let's just get started with the obvious. This season might become my new favorite. I know I said that about season 1, but this season's good. This is what a mini season should be. First of all, entirely new map. It's all Springfield, and that's cool. Now, I want to say I love The Simpsons. I really do. It's one of my favorite shows. So obviously, I'm going to love The Simpsons season. Also, I love the idea of the season, but we were all wondering, how would we get here? And I think they did it in a good way. In a way that makes kind of sense. And I think that's good. I think it's good. They didn't completely end the story out of nowhere. Also, we're probably going to go back to the map anyway. Viewpoint is good. It's not all Simpson stuff. There's a lot of Simpson stuff here. Can I say these? No. There's a lot of Simpson stuff here, but there is also, you know, more traditional Fortnite weapons. It's very simple ute pole, and I like that. With a simple ute pole, it's like, on one hand, you have the simple stuff that everyone knows how to use, but then you got the Simpsons gimmicky stuff. So that way everyone has what they want. I think that's a good mix, honestly. And in general, the funniness of the season is not Yastommy. We're the Simpsons in Fortnite. It's a cool idea. The Simpsons season is really sweaty though. I think it's the 90 players thing. The 90 players was definitely an interesting. I would have loved to see how 100 players would have worked on this map, because like 100 to 80 is not that big of a difference. Oh, and these little quest things that show up? Very fun. It's like, it gives you something to do in-game. It's like the bounty boards they used to have. They don't have them anymore, and I'm like, why? They were really cool. Like, I didn't always do them, but like, they were a cool thing to do when you needed some extra gold and an objective to do. Battle Pass this season, also good. I feel like they picked the Fortnite. They picked the skins that I think people would want the most. And people are gonna say, "What about Bart and Yisa?" We needed something. They needed something big in the shop. Let's be real. That's probably the reason. These slushies are really fun too. I like them. Any more now? Another thing is just, it's just vibes, man. It feels so fun being on the Simpsons map because it's ridiculous. Like there's no way around it. Also, I've heard this, and I actually agree with this. Is that the Yast map was really big, but this one's really small. So it's like easier to get into fights more. And I feel like that's cool that we've went to like that extreme. I also find it funny that like a few months back there was the big "Is Fortnite dying" event that show not is event, but like people debating if Fortnite's dying. It happens like every few weeks nowadays. But Yast time was when it was at its biggest. Then this season comes out and it was like, oh damn, I didn't know your game, Fortnite. And Fortnite has game, and we all need to realize this. Epic know what they're doing. And you need to believe that. So, in general, there's really not much to say about this season. It's still going. So, like, I'll probably make a short Yater. Going over it a bit more. And giving it, like, the yawn review that it deserves. Also, I just got capped. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on that season. Because, like, I'm starting to realize that it's like, talking about something you love is fun, but there really isn't as much to talk about with the Simpsons season. It's fun, but this is not enough to go over because it is meant to be a mini season. It's just meant to be a fun, mini season in between the end of a chapter and the start of a new one. So it's a nice break. So, closing thoughts on the chapter. It's pretty good. It had high highs but yo-yos. That's like the main thing about the chapter. It was either you're in a good season or a bad season. There wasn't much in between. So the thing I want to leave you guys with is thank you for watching. This video took so many tries because it's like one of my first major talkie videos. Working with y'all stuff. New stuff. So I just want to say thank you. Also, the companions. Haven't talked about them. Let's quickly do that before we end the video. I like them. I made an entire... They're definitely... They're not too overpriced, but buying them twice is insane. Thankfully, you get 2 from the Battle Pass, which is good. Well, that's everything, I think. If so, I might make a short if I miss something. Just say a comment if I didn't miss anything. Please like the video. This took a lot of effort. Thank you all. This chapter was pretty good.